Hello, 11th grade ELA students. This is Ms. Thomas, and I'll be walking you through what to expect this week. We are continuing with short stories, and I picked out one that I think you're really going to enjoy. But before we go into that, I think it'd be helpful to get some background. And first, let's get an idea of who our author is. As you can see on the screen, the author is Octavia Butler, and I love this visual that was created. It says, "All that you can touch, you change. All that you change, changes you." She is an author, and she's described as a large and impressive woman. She's actually over 6 feet tall. She studied at several universities and began her writing career in the 1970s. Her books blended elements of science fiction and African American spiritualism. And I personally love science fiction, and if you like it, I think you're especially going to like the story that we're looking at today. Her first novel, Pattern Master, would ultimately become one of the installments of a 4-volume Patternist series. She went on to write other novels, so we see Kindred, Parable of the Sower, Parable of the Talents, and a Parable series, and she's continued to write and publish until her death on February 24th, 2006 in Seattle, Washington. And she actually won in 1984 the Best Short Story Hugo Award for Speech Sounds, and this is a story that you will be reading today. And all this information was adapted from something that was written by Isaac Asimov and from biography.com. Now into what your story is about. This is a short story, a piece of science fiction. Octavia draws a story of a all but destroyed society that is so vivid that you'll feel like you're literally living inside of it. There is a mysterious pandemic. Sound familiar? I thought it was very relevant to what's happening right now. And this pandemic leaves civilization in ruins because the way that it affects people is humankind's ability to communicate is impacted. Some people are deprived of their ability to read or write, while others lose their ability to speak. And people start to then identify themselves by carrying around symbols that function as their name, and I'll have a picture of that next. And this author manages to share the story, but at the end, I think you're still going to feel a little ray of hope. So over here, looking more closely, this is an example of a symbol that actually the narrator carries, and she wonders how people will identify her. Will they think her name is wheat rather than rye, which is actually her name? And people will always carry something to show what their name is because they can't say it anymore. As part of your beginning work for this assignment, you will be annotating the story. Here's an example taken from a student in 11th grade who will be anonymous. She's incredible, and she just went through and added all of these different comments. So you could see you can annotate with comments. You could also highlight the story and actually underline the document itself, just whatever you need to do to help you understand. This is your calendar for the week. Monday, today, you're going to just start reading it and annotating. Tuesday, you're going to finish up your annotations, but they're only due on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to have a pre-discussion survey that's due. And then Friday, you're going to be coming in for a live class. As always, feel free to reach out with comments or questions to me if you are confused, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.